Hey my sweet pen friends, welcome back to my channel.
Hey, sorry, have you seen my Bic stick?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Serious? You don't recognize yourself? I'm stressed out 16-year-old Devin trying to get her supplies ready for school. Which Devin are you?
I'm 29-year-old Devin.
Whoa, really? What's my life like? Do I make the volleyball team? And can you fill me in on all of that while you help me look for my Bic stick?
Okay, sure, but ditch the big stick and all of that stuff. I'm gonna glow up your back to school supplies.
What do you mean glow up?
We have a lot of ground to cover. Gosh, I don't even know how long it's been since I was last going to school, but if I was going to school this year, then these would be the supplies that I would bring.
Who are you talking to?
First, I would bring this North Face backpack. Here, try this on and model it for our pen friends.
For who?
From what I can remember, I was pretty much a JanSport backpack girl for most of my academic career, but if I could go back in time and give this wisdom as I am now giving to you, I would invest in a high quality backpack such as the North Face backpack. It's very sturdy. It's going to last you such a long time just from the construction and build of the backpack. And I really want to emphasize and highlight the back support features. It's just, you're lugging around this backpack every day on and off campus, and unfortunately at my schools that I went to, there were no lockers, so that thing was strapped to my back whenever I was, walking around or during lunch and everything. I'm talking to my 16-year-old self here, so I'm gonna start driving soon, but for the most part we've been walking places and we are lugging around the textbooks, the notebooks, all the things, and that is negatively impacting my back. If I could go back in time and prioritize my back health, I totally would. I would invest in something like the North Face backpack. It has a ton of compartments, so when I use it, I feel very organized and like everything has its place. And I will of course have this backpack linked off in the description box below with all the other things that I talk about today. Next up, I would definitely give myself something like a bullet journal or a planner. I think it's so important to keep a bullet journal or planner just so you stay organized. When I was in school, I was doing a lot of different things both on and off campus, and just to be able to give myself like a little bit of sanity back and write everything down in one place, having a bullet journal and a planner would have been a game changer for me. I think I did have a school planner, but I wasn't jiving with it. It didn't feel like the right system for me. So perhaps having a bullet journal would have served me a little bit better, just because I can change up the format as I feel like it. And on the days where I'm feeling creative, I can take my time and decorate it. On the other days where I'm really in a rush and just need to like jot down all the things, I can do that as well. I do have a video talking about my top 3 academic planners for students, but I think those planners that I talk about in that video would be great for anyone who is just trying to focus in on their goals. So if you want to check out that video, I'll have it linked off in the description box below. I want to save myself the trouble of having to deal with so many different spiral notebooks and 3-ring binders. For a lot of my classes, they required a notebook or 3-ring binder that was specific to that class. You couldn't have them overlap, because a lot of times you had to turn it in, like your physical notebook, for grading, and they didn't want to have to fuss with you taking different assignments out and whatever for other classes. But I think my solution to that now would be the Tool disc-bound notebook system. I've talked about this notebook on my channel before, but just in case you're not already familiar with it, it's sort of like a hybrid between a spiral notebook and a 3-ring binder. I like it because the pages are actually hole punched specifically to fit these disc bound rings, and you can easily pull the pages out and reorganize them back into your notebook, and it stays very secure. I love the tool disc bound notebook system for this reason. Again, I think it would have helped me manage all the different classes and the demands for like these different notebooks. I mean, luckily our schedule was a block schedule, so I only had 3 classes every day. Sometimes we would have all 6 classes, and that was kind of a nightmare carrying all these different textbooks and notebooks and such. But with the tool disc bound notebook system, I think I could still check off the box for having a notebook, right? A spiral notebook, but then I could pull out whatever I needed from it and either turn that in or take it to my next class. So I think if your teachers find it permissible, the tool disc bound notebook is a really great option. It comes with amazing paper already, and there are different formats of paper that you can purchase. You can also get the tool disc bound hole punch. So if you want to hole punch worksheets from the class and store them inside this notebook, you can totally do that, or use paper that, you know, is to your preference. So what are your notebooks without pens? Here is the Lehit Lab compact pen case. I really like this pen case because it is compact, and knowing me, I think I was like this back then as well. I would try to bring all the pens, all the highlighters, and then I would get overwhelmed, and it was just, it's too much. I felt like I was carrying too many things. So with the compact case, I feel like there's enough space to bring the essentials and keep them organized, but also, again, it's a very slim pen case, so it's not taking up a whole lot of room in my backpack, and it sort of sets a limit for what pens, you know, or the number of pens that I can bring with me. I do believe that the cover for this pen case is water and stain resistant, and on the interior there are 2 different size mesh pockets. One is larger, so I feel like that's suitable for your writing instruments, and then they have a shorter pocket right up front for sticky notes, maybe some pencil lead, and other little fun things. You guys probably know that I could go on and on about each of these writing instruments that I'm about to talk about, but I'll do my best to keep it short and sweet. The first thing that I think would be essential to bringing back to school is, of course, a mechanical pencil. I think they require a lot of assignments to be turned in with pen, but for your math classes and such, I think pencil is still preferred. So I would definitely give myself something like the Unikuratoga. I think that is a really high quality mechanical pencil. It comes in some really gorgeous, cute little designs, such as this Daisy Duck one, and I like that the lead options go down to 0.03. I've always preferred that finer line, and I think that having something like the 0.03 would really help me keep all of like my notes and calculations looking really pristine. As a compromise to having a gel pen, but also something that would allow me to make mistakes and also correct them, I would give myself something like the Pilot Friction Ball 2 Biz Slim. This is a little bit of a pricier pen, but I think it's worth the investment. I absolutely love it. It allows for 2 different friction refills, so you can swap out the colors if you like, but I believe standard it comes with black and red. Those are very school appropriate colors, and I think that this is just good to have when you're maybe wanting to take notes in pen, or assignments need to be turned in pen, but you know, the mistakes, they happen. As much as we try our best to, you know, not mess up, this allows for us to quote unquote erase those mistakes and write over them. I'm a huge fan of the Pilot Friction line, and I have a ton of videos on that as well, so I'll have some of those linked off in the description box below. I of course would not let myself go back to school without a fountain pen. Oh, if I could go back in time, I really think fountain pens would have alleviated a lot of arm and wrist pain and just really taken my academic experience to another level. I know that sounds like a bit much, a bit of a stretch, but I do believe that it would have enhanced it quite a bit. Having something like the Mini So Clear Demonstrator fountain pen or the Platinum Preppy fountain pen would have been great. They're both reliable writers and very inexpensive, so if for whatever reason I needed to replace them, I could do so at a very low cost. As I mentioned earlier, I love the Pilot Friction line. I think they have a lot of great options for whether you're looking at markers, pencils, pens, and I would most certainly want to equip myself with some Pilot Friction highlighters if I was going back to school. I chose the natural color ones, but they also have pastel and traditional colors. These are really amazing. You can highlight and erase, quote unquote. I've talked about these on my channel as well before, so I won't drone on too much, but the colors are beautiful. I think they perform well on gel pens, and I've been able to get pretty good results when I use my fountain pens, as long as they're like extra fine or fine nibs. So that is a huge plus for me. You may also be able to use them in your textbook if you need to highlight certain passages as you're taking notes, and then you can erase it after you're done and you need to turn in all your textbooks at the end of the year. I would just test it out on a very small part of the page, probably like towards the back, just to make sure that you can erase it okay, because I think on certain types of paper, the Pilot Friction highlighters may not fare the best. I think it's when you start to mess around with the glossy type of paper that it isn't quite as good as it is on regular paper. I would also want to give myself some pocket scissors. I think that these ones with the little Pikachu design are just so cute, but they also come in other fun styles. These are great because they're so travel friendly, so portable. They fit very nicely in that slim pen case, and there are times where the assignment requires you to cut things, or you know, if I'm feeling like a little crafty and I want to journal and paste things and whatnot, then scissors can be super handy for that. If I was going back to school this year, I would absolutely want to have these essentials with me so I could take on the academic year. I know that for a lot of you, school looks very different, and I just want to impart a little bit of encouragement. Yes, you may have been dealt a really crappy card for 2020, and conditions are not ideal, and it's okay to feel upset, but do your best to make the most out of it. This is an amazing time in your life where your only responsibility is to learn. So fill that brain, get curious, ask questions, make mistakes, be okay with making mistakes, and of course reflect and try to improve each and every day. I would love to hear from you. What is your favorite back to school supplies to shop for? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with a pen friend who you think might also enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and to turn on those notifications, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I've moved over to a new upload schedule of every Wednesday at 8 a.m. PST, so please take care until then. Feel free to enjoy these two videos linked here on the screen. Please take care of yourselves, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
So, do I make the volleyball team?